Alright, hello everyone. This is Rapid Racing League's Australian Division 3, Round 6 at Baku in Azerbaijan. I am your host, SD Romulus. And yeah, it's been a bit of a been a bit of a messy sort of time organising the lobby and everything because a few of the regulars came in a bit later than expected, which made me believe we had more reserve seats open. So I do apologise to Car Gamer for that, and BDB, I think his name was. Unfortunately, just timing just wrong, and yeah, unfortunately, you guys are out of a seat. But unfortunately, that's just how it is with reserves sometimes. Reserves have second priority to the main boys. That's just sort of how it is. But regardless of that, we're underway. When the timer eventually goes away, we'll find out. Lobby machine broke, maybe? No, we're good. So here we are, full grid tonight, which is quite lovely to see if I say so myself. I've got to enable every little bit and bob. I'm actually going to disable telemetry this time around, just to... Oh, should I? How did last night go? You'd think I'd remember given how I was watching Div 1 last night, but anyway. Anyway, so it's been an interesting night as we see RNG Salty first. Oh, hang on, he's got another car out in front. Don't know what car it is. We see Phoenix out. He's a reserve. Thankfully, everyone is forgiving. Also, shout out to Rapid Clappy. It is his birthday today. Thank you for spending your birthday racing in this racing league. This racing league can be a little bit rough sometimes, so thanks for taking the time out, and I hope you had a good birthday. I'm more than happy to do birthday shout-outs to people who need them. I can see my mic's working. There we go. Yep, my mic is working. It's probably just echoed me twice. Alright, I'm going to have to unplug my phone so I can at least see. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in Sector 1, and it is a Mercedes-Benz. It's likely Phoenix. It is indeed Phoenix, who's gone off into the runoff area. And I've got to keep adjusting this friggin' headset, because my headset cables are getting more and more untangled. It's to the point now where my, I mean, he should just reset the track. Yeah, he's just reset the track. Further down, who else do we have on track? We have a Haas. Oh, McNeil's a spun. Hello. Oh. And he's there we go. McNeil's has reset the track rather nicely. And X-Laps is actually the first out on track. So I think he might be racing with the controller. See, apparently he usually races with a wheel, which is interesting. It's cool to see a variety. I like seeing the variety when it comes to wheel and controller, given they're both still pretty much competitive to varying degrees. But we're on board with X-Laps now, as he goes down the very long main straight. This is such an awesome part of this track. I know it's just a straight, but the atmosphere and all the buildings in the background, it's just so cool to see all this being done, all this rendered quite nicely. And of course, as we go into turn 1, going into turn 2, it's going to be held up a little bit by Rango Killer, who's in AI mode. That is not helpful for him. Hopefully Rango Killer gets out of the way. Rango Killer opts to get out of the way. And we're going to go onto the regular cameras. Hopefully one of the Ferraris, whoever it may be, it is War Machine. Hopefully War Machine gets out of the way of X-Lap setting his hot lap. Got plenty of cars behind him setting hot laps. Plenty of cars around the Sector 1, Sector 2 timing zone as it stands right now, as X-Laps is the first to cross into Sector 1 with a 35.3, I believe it was. Either way, he set a time, and we are watching X-Laps still. Oh, and he hit the wall very hard there. I suspect that's going to absolutely give him some wing damage. I am expecting a lot of DNFs in the castle section tonight, given in Div 2 we had a lap 1 DNF. And no, he's actually gotten away unscathed, interestingly enough. War Machine did take a little while to get out of the way, but he does eventually get out of the way, so good on him there. And also, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And as we see X-Laps going through and starting the third sector, which is basically just a glorified straight. I mean, it is a straight. But we're going to continue on board with him in this bit and see what his timed lap is. Basically, all you can do here is just sort of pray that you got that exit right. And he crosses the line with a 1:42.3. Next across the line is a Red Bull. One Red Bull. of RNG Salty, sets a 142.6, 3/10 down from X-Laps, so that's pretty close. And we're on board with X-Laps, but there is an Alpha Tauri going to cross the line shortly. It is one man who goes up on the top of the timing board with a 142.202. That's a lot of twos. Per Galaxy says DNF for yeah, all of them DNF'd, yep. Including Kahoot, who's not even in Div 3. As we see McNeil's and Stroke Race set their times. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Not sure what for, if I'm going to be honest. There's only one Ferrari out on track. Was it between a Ferrari and a Red Bull? Yeah, Crunch, Jish, Kanga, 1, 2, 3. God, can you imagine? These races here are often races of attrition, I gotta be honest. I mean, the damage is standard in Div 3, which I actually completely forgot. Which makes it even funnier that as many people still DNF. But Hardwidge sets the fastest time suddenly, I'd say, because yeah, he's just set a 141.6. So that's definitely a decent time set, paramount to the rest of the time set here. And we're on board with one man who's on his in lap, and plenty of cars still setting laps. We're on board with Rengo Killer now in the Alpine. Oh, he ran very wide through them. I'm surprised it didn't invalidate his lap actually. Yeah, we do run sim damage in Div 1 and Div 2. Oh, Rango Killer hits that wall very hard. But thankfully, because it's standard damage, it doesn't matter. If it was sim damage, though, he'd be out. Salty crosses the line once again and goes faster by 7/10 of a second. We are still waiting on Rango Killer's time. Oh, he's just going straight into the pits. That's interesting. We see KB and Kangaroo and War Machine. I think War Machine invalidated. It's kind of hard to invalidate. Oh, he runs very wide. Good effort from him that actually missed that, because that I mean, these walls are just death. Even with standard damage, these walls are death. We go back on board with KB in that wonderful Alfa Romeo. It's not a car though. Oh, that's as wide as you want to be through there. The yellow flag is Sector 1. It's between the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. Is it War Machine and someone else? Could be it's your boy here. Oh, and he spins! It's quite the spin. Probably a bit too much power. Oh, good old Portimao. Good track, Portimao, honestly. Not biased at all. KB crosses the line and sets the fastest time of 140.5. That's actually pretty damn good if I say so myself. Yeah, that's pretty bloody quick. It's second quicker than the second fastest time. As you can see here, we're seeing a wide variety of times set in Q1 with only 7 cars as a bit of a pool like a sample. I was gonna say pool sample, but then that doesn't make any sense. Not much of what I says makes sense, admittedly, but you know, it is what it is. Another yellow flag down at the start of Sector 2. It is a Mercedes-Benz. It wasn't the Kangaroo guy. It was Phoenix. So the XRT setting a purple second sector. That's interesting. So his car is clearly geared up for that second sector, which is arguably, and yeah, absolutely the most technical part of the track, because Sector 1 and Sector 3 are just straight 90-degree turn, straight 90-degree turn, crash. Just kind of it. Kind of, it is what it is. So we're going to see what XRT does when he crosses the line. What time does he set? A 141.9. Good enough for P4 currently, as we have a yellow flag just before the castle section. It is an Alfa Romeo, and it's not Rapid McNeil, so it's likely... I said hello to everyone, Bremer. Chill, bro. You got banned because you said some nasty shit. We all saw it, mate. Still, if you wanted to join us in the chat here, you're welcome to. Don't know if the other guys would approve, but I am indifferent. It is what it is. Maybe you shouldn't have said what you said. So we're on board with It's Your Boy here. Just going through Sector 2. It's purple sector 1, that's interesting. Oh, and he loses the rear with too much curb. He has to reset the track. Now, I will say, you can reset the track on a few bits around here. Now, that wasn't really discussed, actually, when it came to this track for any of the divisions, but personally, when it comes to Div 3 around here, like, given the runoffs are really narrow and are really hard to do a full 3-point turn on, I will allow resetting the track anyway. But poor Itsy boy, he had a purple first sector. I mean, I know it's just, as I said before, straight 90-degree corner, straight 90-degree corner, straight 90-degree corner. But it's still, you know, you got to get those apexes right, and you got to get those exits perfect. You see Rengo Killer smoothly going through the S's, starting Sector 2, which includes this lovely castle section that we're coming up to. I mean, this track, the way that this track's done in this game, it makes me want to visit at Baku, if I'm going to be honest, because it just seems like such a lovely city. As much as it's... I mean, F1 loves going to authoritarian dictatorships these days, but Azerbaijan's kind of one of them. Anyway. Saw someone improve somewhere. Oh, Gasly sets a time. He sets a 1:42.0 and puts himself 6th, but Kangaroo Guy goes P2 with a 1:40.6. So quality lap there, and Mad Dog has a 1:45.2. X-Laps crosses a line and sets a 1:41.3. Decent effort from him. Still yet to see anything from his teammate. Plenty of traffic out in Sector 1, actually. Oh, what on earth happened there? Anyway, that's a bit bizarre. Crunchy Swanman sets the fastest time with a 1:40.3. So, mighty lap. And we see Clappy go P2 and a very, very solid effort there. 1:40.4. So, starting to see those competitive laps flying, which is lovely to see. It's beginning to worry that we wouldn't see them. And we have another yellow flag. I don't know what happened between Kangaroo Guy and War Machine. It looked like Kangaroo Guy just went... I mean, maybe he just wasn't paying attention. But again, if that's an incident that's you know, worthy of reporting, then please do report it. No need to send messages to each other, as a few people have done in the past and have gotten themselves banned for. It is what it is. We don't tolerate that kind of hateful crap here. You see I'm a Bird starting the final sector. And I do apologise if I'm sounding a little bit lacking in energy tonight. I'm dealing with, I don't know why, but I'm dealing with stomach cramps and crap, and it's just like, not great. It is what it is. So I'm feeling a bit, Crunchy, you see the chat, go for 139 or below. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Crunchy, Jish, even Phoenix can go for those 139s. In fact, I was just playing golf with your friends last night with 3 of these. And see, Jishway, the championship leader, getting those tyres ready. Not like you'd really need to. The track conditions here, and how, again, how many 9-degree corners there are, the tyres get warmed up pretty nicely here, actually. Let's see, a few times. That's actually pretty close between the top 4 right now, only 0.3 of a second. So decent effort there. Just to see, I'm a Bird currently running P12. I believe he's absolutely going out for another lap with that pace. How is he going to handle the castle section? Actually, quite nicely, actually. Looks like he's put more speed in that than I did in the whole friggin' race. I've got to be honest, my Div 2 race here was kind of a fluke, given I got a podium here. I'm very surprised I got a podium here. Grateful, but that means I'm now a bit more comfortably in P2 in the championship. Like, fuck. See if I'm a Bird can improve on his time. He's currently P13. He goes P6. Decent effort there from him to go nearly 7/10, basically 7/10 of a second up. Also, hello, Claps. How you doing? Low 38-ish. That's Div. I'd say that's Div 1 pace, honestly. Low 38s. I think a 38.3 was pole last night in Div 1. But I know for a fact that Div 2's pole was in the mid-low 139s. My personal fastest across all the sessions, I got in a Q3 for the record, and I started 8th with a 139.9. Fastest was a 139.7 though. As Itsy Boy here retires from session having not set a time. So he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. Jishway is on a lap though. I'm going to keep an eye on him throughout the rest of this lap because it looks like it's going to be a ripper. Or is it? We'll find out very shortly. He sets a purple second sector. That's very encouraging. Goes through the S's. 17 cars have set times. This is looking good. Looked a little unsteady heading out of that second S. Jishway for pole. Yeah, he might get pole. Yeah, I mean, Crunchy's done really well. That's a decent lap. Clappy's an outside shot too. And Jishway crosses the line and does go fastest in Q1 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. A 140.1. Congratulations, Jish. You've matched my teammate in Div 2 in Q1. Sorry, Pajala, but have to call out the facts, mate. 140.1 is a good lap around here for the record. The set that is very, very decent. In fact, the top 12 are within about a second of each other. That's wild, I gotta be honest. With the variety in these tracks, yeah, it's good. Do you know No, I don't know who that is, unfortunately. You see XRT letting a Alpha Tauri through. I gotta say, what are you guys' thoughts on the Williams FW44 that was unveiled last night? I'll say personally, the initial car itself, the one they used with the 2022 like stock generic car, looked like crap. But the car on its shakedown test in Silverstone actually looked really good. Yeah, livery's good, but car's shit. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm kind of, yeah. I know, I feel like they're doing something different. But anyway, we're seeing a plethora of retirements here from people who believe their times are good enough to get into Q2, and I firmly believe so myself. The gap to get into Q2 is roughly 0.8 of a second right now between Phoenix and One Man. One Man has actually won a race here. Well, not here specifically, but he won at Imola via a countback, as we had a guest driver in who outright won the race, but his points were not counted, therefore the winner went to the person below, which was One Man. I actually like the front wing. Oh, cheers for social working. Easy stuff. Don't know who's running the Twitch chat from the official channel right now, but thank you for doing that anyway, mate. Much appreciated. Jishway retires from session having set provisional fastest lap in Q1. Of course, that could always change. We could always see an outsider just pop in out of nowhere, because the track does gradually get quicker as the session elapses. Thank you, Pajala. Constructor standings. Oh man, look, I'm not going to say them right now because it's kind of a mess, because we've had a lot of people come and go. And I want to make sure, as we see a Alfa Romeo pip Phoenix to the line, so Phoenix is out in Q1, yeah, along with It's Your Boy here. Those two are dead set out, unfortunately. But yeah, it's kind of a mess, so I'm going to talk to the admin boys. I'm going to talk to Pajala, Kahoot, and Noodles, and we're going to try to figure out just what the proper point standings are. Should be a bit more straightforward than I'm letting on, but I just want to make sure anyway. But yeah, KB hasn't retired, but he's comfortable in 4th place along with Hardwidge. And Hardwidge only set 1 lap there, and his time was good enough, so Hardwidge did a really good job there to do that. So just set 1 lap, and then to just go back into the pits. We go on board with McNeil's has spun. Stroker Race has crossed the line. Unfortunately, he will not be going into Q2. McNeil's, he improved, but he spun. He could have gotten into Q2 had he have not spun, but he spun in a rather peculiar spot. Not sure how he spun there. But, you know, stranger things have happened around this track as we see NRL Gasly improving. He doesn't really need to improve unless it's just the flex. And to be honest, I can't blame him. I want to show off his speed, but he only goes up 1 place to P12, and Pips XRT, who's improving by quite a bit, but he's eased off because he knows he doesn't need to improve his time. So I'd say, barring War Machine, that's effectively it. Top 4 is definitely close. I'd even go as far as to say so top 5 is actually pretty close. Oh, War Machine's had to slow down massively through there, so his setup is not working in the S's for whatever reason. Given he's in the 140s now and he's just opened up the aero, so I suspect he's going to easily have the slowest time this session. Crosses the line, he sets a 147.6, a full 4.2 seconds behind Stroker Ace, so not ideal there. Don't know who we're waiting on, but yeah, we're waiting on someone. Oh, there we go, session's over. So there's your drivers who have made it through Q1. Jishway leads by 2.5 seconds, followed by Crunchy Swanman, Rapid Clappy, KB, Kangaroo Guy, X-Laps, I'm a Bird, Hardwidge, Urban Growth, RNG Salty, Renga Killer, Gasly, XRT, Mad Dog, and One Man. Eliminated from the session are Rapid McNeil, Phoenix Azari, Stroker Ace, War Machine, and It's Your Boy here, who opted to not set a time. So Q2 is coming up shortly, in about 5 seconds. We'll see what our top 10 will be for that session in this next qualifying session. Should be good. Should be a good one, considering how close the times have been so far, if I'm going to be honest. It's looking quite competitive already, and I like seeing that competition in qualifying. Sometimes in the 2020 season, when I was getting bored of the Hamilton dominance in 2020, because he was on fire in 2020, let's be real here. The funnest part of some of those races in that season was just watching the qualifying and just seeing those cars. Just because qualifying, and I've said this before in a prior stream, or maybe multiple prior streams actually, but qualifying is an ultimate engineering flex. It's the absolute peak of your car. It's the peak of what your car can do. We see Salty is instantly out on track. That's alright, McNeils. It's only halfway through. Qualifying's only half the job, mate. You still got a race to go. We see a Aston Martin. I thought it was a Williams, honestly, but it's actually an Aston Martin. The sole Aston Martin running. It is Rapid Clappy. And we see a McLaren. We see 2 McLarens and a Haas not far behind. X-Laps. Keen to get those laps in, like his name suggests. And of course, Hardwidge is the first of the 2 McLarens. That's interesting. Kangaroo go behind him? Yes, it is. And I think the 2 Alpines are alongside each other. Yeah, they are alongside each other. L plan. Wow, a lot of cars out on track already. They're going to have to give each other a bit of room. I mean, some of them will have to, but not all of them. Top 3 should be okay. Actually, top 5 should be alright, although 4th and 5th out on track right now, so X-Laps and Urban Growth, we're going to have to give each other a bit of room. We're on board with XRT and the Williams. He's gone way too deep and has to engage reverse. Or he might... No, he's not going to make it. It's mighty unfortunate there. We go on board with RNG Salty. Let's see. Oh, and he nearly loses it heading out of there. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I nearly lost it out there too. Actually, I straight up did lose it out there in Q2, and I had to go in for a new front wing. That was a scary experience. But anyway, he's managed to keep his car in one piece, and he is starting the first hot lap of Q2. So on board with him now. He's just passed through turn 1, alright. Let's see how he handles turn 2. Handles that apex nicely, but goes... Oh, he hits the wall on the outside. That would have damaged his car in sim, but for some reason that's not enabled. Urban Growth starting lap. How does he handle the first set of corners? He hits the apex much nicer. That's much smoother on exit than RNG Salty. Let's see if turn 2 is the same. Oh, he hits that curb a bit. Oh, no, he's pulled out of that lap. Let's let Kangaroo Guy through. He was on the medium tyre. And It's mildly interesting. I want to see who's not on the medium tyre. So Salty's not on the medium tyre. He's going through the castle section now. Oh, that's as close as you want to be to that inside wall. Sorry, outside wall. Oh, another corner cut there. He's absolutely damaged his car by this point. That was a big hit. And he's also invalidated, so he's going to let Clappy through. He was on the mediums. Constantly adjusting the steering there. Hits the apex really nicely, actually. So that was a really nice bit of driving there from Clappy there. Bit wide on the exit there, but keeps it within the track limits and also avoids ollieing the outside curb. Does he lose any rear stability here? Nope, looks very stable through there. So that's looking to be a decent lap from Clappy. I forgot to enable that. You'd think I'd know this radio at this point, but I still don't. Crosses the line, sets a 140.8. Not bad on the medium tyre, if I'm going to be honest. That's a pretty quality lap, actually. Hardwood sets a 142.7, so he's got some time to gain there. Got to pick up the pace a bit there to catch up to Clappy, who's currently the benchmark. Even X-Laps is struggling to catch up there with a 142.242. So he's got a bit of work to do to catch up to Clappy's benchmark time currently. Seeing more cars cross the line. Urban Growth's even slower. But fortunately with the medium tyres, as is always the case with the mediums, on just about every track but Spain, because Spain sucks, you can go out for another quali lap. I mean, even Spain you can do it, but like I just wanted to dunk on Spain. Oh, KB just misses out on fastest in Q2. That gap, Clappy's on a 140.825, KB is on a 140.827. So that's mad. That's a mighty impressive effort there from KB to be that close. So we're on board with XRT, who's going to be next across the line. Hello, Waddington. Hope you're doing well. Hope Div 1 went well for you last night, mate. That looked like you did pretty well there. As XRT goes P3 with a 142.230. See X-Laps going a bit wide there, past the castle chicane. Fortunately, he hasn't hit the castle chicane. As I'm a Bird goes P6. And an Alpha Tauri of one man goes P5. So I'm a Bird now P7 with a 142.7. One man is 5th with a 142.3. So KB and Clappy are instantly impressing me with their medium tyre pace. They've definitely eclipsed the rest of the field so far. Of course, people will be going out and steadily improving on those mediums, but I gotta say, getting into the high 140s on the medium tyre is pretty good for Div 3. Pretty damn good. So we're on board with Urban Growth. We're going to see how much he improves by. He's opened up DRS with minute precision. Heads down the very long main straight. Crosses the line, goes P4 with a 141.5. Good effort there. Mad Dog crosses the line next with P5. And everyone goes down a little bit. Laps go straight back in the pits. Salty's on an outlap with another, I believe another set, or the same set of soft tyres. Swanman, who had the fastest lap for most of Q1, was then pipped by Jishway. I'm expecting big things from Swanman. As we see NRL Gasly go P6. Swanman set a purple second sector, so I don't know, because of course this game is just so buggy it can't do sector timing properly. I just saw someone got banned from this channel. Ooh, boy. That's unfortunate. It is what it is. Swanman crosses the line, goes P3 with a 140.868. So the top three are within a tenth of each other. That's pretty mad. And I'm a Bird goes P8. So he's gained over half a tenth in that second lap. So decent effort from I'm a Bird. One man is unfortunately invalidated. We have a yellow flag further up. It involves the Ferrari and the Haas. Hopefully there was no contact between the two. Oh, you forgot to put a setup on. Well, you still got a point. Unless you weren't counted in the points for some reason. But, I mean, 10th when running hard for most of the race and no setup's pretty damn good. So we still have a yellow flag in Sector 1. It's now an Alpha Tauri. Hardwidge retires from session, interestingly enough. I don't think that's going to be good enough for you to get into Q3, unfortunately. Odd decision from him to retire early on. But it is what it is. He's chosen to do that, and he can't undo that. See RNG Salty going onto the Sector 3 timing zone. Goes very wide, mounts that sausage curb, but manages to keep it on track. So it's a good effort from him there. It's very easy to do that. Oh, he had to ease off the throttle there a bit. No, I'm going to turn on telemetry just for the meme. As much as it clutters the HUD just a little too much. And he goes P9. So good effort there. Only one running on the soft tires at a time though, so I expect a little more, but hopefully he's heading back out on another lap and is flying on this next lap. He looks like he's going straight into another lap there. One man is even slower. He's 13 seconds down in Sector 2, so I suspect he will be warming up for another lap. Jishway is starting his lap. Let's go on board with Jishway. He's on the soft tires, interestingly enough. We see Jishway going through Sector 1, setting a purple Sector 1, 34.9, so decent effort there. We're going to see if it's actually a purple Sector 1, or if it's just the game, you know, giving him a participation medal. We'll go through the castle section. How does he handle his castle section? Rather nicely, a little cautiously. Oh, you can see him just hit that inside wall there, just a smidge. And he's got Ranga Killer there, he needs to get out of the way. Ranga Killer, I don't know what he's doing. Okay, yeah, he got out of the... He's just cutting it a little close there, if I say so myself. Which way? Is he set purple Sector 2? No, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Dishway is on his way. Oh, God. I hate doing this part sometimes. But could he be on for fastest in Q2? Car looked a little unsteady heading through the S's onto the main straight. But we're going to see... down this very long main straight, if his lap was good enough. Crosses the line. 140.6, only 2/10 between him and Clappy as it stands. It's mighty interesting if you ask me, and Clappy is out on the soft tyre. So they're willing to compromise a bit of their race strategy here. I mean, it's not terribly compromised. The tyre wear is bad. It's worse than Spain, but you can run pretty long on the mediums, so I guess it's not really all that bad. But, yeah, anyway. See Clappy. Oh, he got through that, no problem. Oh, the rig kicks out on him a little bit just as he heads into the castle section. He just wants full mental fortitude going through here. He wants maximum concentration, and it looks like he does that whole section rather nicely, actually. As one man retires from session, only P14. Suspect he hasn't got the setup, he isn't comfortable with the setup and would just prefer to just start the race in whatever position he is given at the end of this qualifying session. Clappy does go slightly quicker in Sector 2, only like marginally so though. And Urban Growth also retires from session, so that's actually really interesting. That's even more interesting, honestly, because he's only P6 right now. And his time is quite a ways off Kangaroo Guy. But let's go back on board with Rapid Clappy. He's now got DRS enabled, and all he can do is just pin his finger or foot to the throttle. He does go slightly quicker, but the gap is still there. He's still got a small gap to Jishway. Wasn't enough for him to go fastest in Q2. And it... Oh, jeez! Sorry about that. That's just a big old yawn there. So, yeah, I suspect he's heading back out there, actually, although he's low on fuel, so curious to see if he actually does commit to that lap in full. It's a little quiet. NRL Gasly's a second up, but mounts that sausage curb way too much. He's arguably lost a couple of tenths there because of that cock-up, but I reckon he's still going to improve by a noteworthy amount, but the thing is, will it be enough to keep him in Q3? Trying to play pinball with the walls there. I'd say that's absolutely affected his pace, but let's see what his time is nonetheless. He sets a 140.0. So good enough for P6. So decent effort there, and he goes straight into the wall and destroys his front wing. So, He's been a bit reckless on the brakes there, as Jushway retires, having set the fastest time of the session. Clappy is going at it, though. He wants to pip Jushway. But Clappy's got a bit to do there. He was just a fraction slower in Sector 1. As X-Laps crosses the line and goes P7, Clappy's up by 2/10 in Sector 2. This might be enough for Clappy to go fastest in Q2. Again, it's the long, agonizing wait. Through the S as we go. And now, foot to the floor or finger on the trigger, all the way down to the end of this track. DRS on. Now we just wait. Or is he going straight back in? Oh, he's going straight in! That's interesting. He was quicker in Sector 2. So that's mighty interesting. NRL Gasly was lucky to not retire from session there, and Clappy opts to retire. Not ideal that he's worn out his softs that much, because that's his tyres he'll be starting on in the race, unless he's eliminated somehow. Kangaroo Guy retires from P5. X-Laps is still out on track. And KB retires. NRL Gasly retires from P10. It's a rather vicarious spot. Ooh, Salty goes straight into the wall and damages his front wing. XRT is about to cross the line. I think I'm a Bird just improved a little bit there. He did improve. XRT crosses the line, goes a second up. He is P6. I'm a Bird is currently P9. So NRL Gasly looks like he might be. Ooh, and Mad Dog's got a lot of work to do. Also, welcome back, Clappy. Welcome back to the chat. Mad Dog has got to do a lot of effort to pip NRL Gasly's. Rango Killer has opted to go into the pits, so that's his Q2 over. Mad Dog is 1.2. No, unfortunately for Mad Dog, he will not progress into Q3. He's 1.2 seconds down in Sector 2, which is absolutely not what you want when you're on your hot lap. Crunchy Swanman is starting a lap, interestingly enough. And XRT is running on battery only, it seems. Just cruising along. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway. X-Laps crosses the line. He's finished, so he's P7. Might be safe. But I'm a Bird's trying to improve there. I'm a Bird opts to retire. Set the 9th fastest time. Top 10 are safe. Swanman doesn't need to do a lot other than to flex. He is 3/10 up, nearly 4/10 up in Sector 1. So the new Williams driver, he's shown some strong pace in Div 3. Don't know what car number he's running. I'd love to know. I'm kind of a geek for numbers. Well, car numbers, not real numbers. I barely passed math. I think he's running number 13. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we are waiting on XRT and Swanman to finish their laps respectively. XRT would be would do well to retire currently, because he is in Q3. He's got no worries there. Setup likes to understeer. Oh mate, that's my territory right there. My Spanish setup is just understeer, tire wear, shit. that was scary. Swanman goes quickest. He actually eased off the throttle there, so I think he heard me when I said he's here to flex, because he eased off the throttle and still went fastest in Q2. So great lap there from Crunchy Swanman. He's fastest in Q2. You stole my Portugal setup. I hope it was good. I'm sorry if it wasn't, but it worked for me, so again, I don't know what to say. Anyway, so we've got, interestingly enough, 9 cars in. So NRL Gasly obviously had a DNF and crashed out, so he's starting 10th and will not progress into Q3. So the top 9 are Crunchy Swanman, Jushway, Rapid Clappy, KB, who's the first on the mediums, so he's well versed to take good advantage when it came to tyre wear. Kangaroo Guy's P5, XRT's P6, X-Laps P7, Urban Growth's P8, I'm a Bird is P9. Eliminated from the session are NRL Gasly due to mechanical damage, Mad Dog, RNG Salty, Hunter Hardwidge, Renka Killer, and One Man. Q3 is up in 5 seconds. Let's see how Q3 goes. This is going to be a rather interesting endeavour, as we're seeing a few pockets of drivers that are very close alongside each other. And I reckon it's going to be a very good qualifying session. Stay tuned. Alright. Don't know why Perk said okay in the chat. I hope my mic wasn't acting up or anything, but we are underway. 3 cars already out on track with a 4th looking likely to come out shortly. And X-Laps is first out in Q3. So we've got only 9 cars for Q3, as stated before. So not a lot going on, we're just waiting for the 9 people, well currently 6 out of 9, nice, to start their outlaps and to get us underway with these, the final showdown effectively, the final showdown of laps. The ultimate flex, as I said earlier on. The X-Laps going through the S's rather nicely, car looks pretty stable going through there. All he's got to do is wait and get that braking zone right into turn 1. Right behind him is KB, or NRL Schumacher as he's known in Discord. Oh, that was a good burp. Took me a while to realise I had to message him on Xbox and on Discord. Fortunately he saw the message. And we're going to enable everything as standard, and we're on board with X-Laps. The 2 Haas's are in Q3. Not something you'd see often at all in the last few years, actually. You'd only see that with any sort of regularity in 2018, because Haas were actually pretty good back then. I remember that. I remember them being pretty decent and liking them. I know, I always saw them as a bit of an underdog team, even though they were literally copying the Ferrari. So, I'm seeing Netflix announce release date for Season 4 of Formula 1 Driver. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm probably in the minority when it comes to Drive to Survive. I actually really don't like Drive to Survive. I think it's just Americanized, dramatized crap that, you know, fictionalizes and has over-dramatized elements for the sport, and I think that's unnecessary. But it's just me, as we have someone randomly join session. He really shouldn't be here. We have a yellow flag and say, oh, it's a Ferrari. It's I'm a bird. And he's actually slowed off to let the others through. So good effort there to let the others through. X-Laps will be the first to post a time. See what time he sets. So he has KBMV behind him. I reckon they've strategically placed themselves that close so they get a little bit of DRS, a little bit of slipstream from one another. That's the thing I'm thinking of. Anyway, X-Laps crosses the line, goes 141.714, and KBMV sets a 140.2. So X-Laps' time wasn't all that impressive, but KB's was pretty darn solid. See what XRT crosses the line with. He goes P2 with a 141.5. So they've got a bit of work to do to catch up to KB. That's a blistering lap from him. Nearly the fastest lap set all weekend, but that currently, all week, all session long, but that currently goes to Jushway, who set a 140.1. ZRL Gasly leaves the session for some reason. As Clappy sets the fastest time of a 140.000 flat. Wow. Okay. So that's a serious statement of intent there. It's been very quick all session long, actually, and I'm really impressed with that, to just set a 140.00 flat. You don't see that all that often. You see Kangaroo Guy go P2 with a 140.1. So are we going to have a time in the 139s? I reckon there's 2 people versed to do that, and they are Crunchy Swanman and Jushway, who is the only car still in the pit lane. And we're going to go on board with Crunchy Swanman, who has KB for company, but KB does let him through. Actually did a good job of letting him through, despite how narrow that part of the track is. It's an absurdly narrow part of the track. I mean, this track does have quite a few absurdly narrow parts, to be fair. But that and the castle section are probably the 2 worst. As we see Crunchy Swanman go into this left-hander. Beautiful effort there. He could have gone up a gear a little earlier, but live and you learn. Still, his time looks pretty good nonetheless. 1:15.2 for Sector 2. Mounts the outside curb a bit, just to get the Tony Hawk in him. As Bird sets a time good enough for P6 of 1:41.776. So him and X-Laps are pretty much identical in pace in Q3. So that's rather interesting. We're going to see Crunchy Swarman enable DRS with minute precision. All he's got to do is just hope that his previous corners were good enough. He goes provisionally fastest with a 1:39.933. So we're in the 1:39s now. So that's a very good effort there from Crunchy Swanman to get into provisional pole. There are, of course, 2 other drivers who haven't set times yet, and they can always uplift Crunchy Swanman from his pole position and take that for themselves. Urban Growth has been proven to be a consistent, clean performer in the last season of Div 3 and has been a quiet achiever in this season, if I'm going to be honest. He's been bringing out the points-paying positions. He's definitely been scoring quite a few points as he goes fastest in Sector 1, but I know for a fact that that isn't fastest for Sector 1, as Jishway is finally out on his outlap. 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. He does what I do. Oh, Urban Growth looked like the rear kicked out on him a little bit there. Go through the castle section a little cautiously, but manages to go out unscathed, which is the most important thing going through the castle section. I just hope that 2 people don't try to go through the castle section in the race itself, because that's going to be really nasty. Message from Discord. Oh no, that's from Poor Reserve, who had to have his seat removed. See Urban Growth go on to the S's that lead to the main straight. All we can do now is hope that his effort in Sector 1 and Sector 2 is good enough. See a Ferrari go quicker. It's Bird who goes 7/10 up, nearly 7/10 up, and goes P5. Let's see what Urban Growth can do in his McLaren, the sole McLaren in Q3. Crosses the line, goes P6 with a 1:41.356. X-Laps is on an outlap as well. And his teammate Jishway is just about to start his qualifying lap. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Could it be the Aston Martin of Clappy? I reckon it was. But anyway. So yeah, with regards to the 2022 car reveals, next is Ferrari. Tomorrow night we'll be seeing the good old Maranello team unveil their car. I'm really looking forward to that one, if I'm going to be honest. See Jishway going through turn 1. He actually went through turn 1 really similar to how I do it, actually. Actually, that whole corner entry and exit's actually really similar to how I handle it. As Kangaroo Guy goes fastest overall, so he's taken provisional pole with a 1:39.8. So he's a 10th up from Crunchy Swanman. So these two are currently just absolutely on the pace. Only 2/10 between the top 3 right now. And Jishway is set a 34.8 in the first sector, so that's mighty there from him. And we have another yellow flag in Sector 1. It is a Mercedes-Benz of Kangaroo Guy, so the sole Mercedes. Jishway, oh, he went a little bit over, he would have absolutely invalidated that one. And further up into the castle section, that's beautiful. Quick and confident through there. Through the double left-hander. Onto another left-hander, as Rapid Vorno calls it. So double left-hander onto another left-hander. I like that. And again, that's just brilliant. Uses as much as the track as you're allowed, and a bit more. Doesn't invalidate though. Sets a purple second sector. That looks really quick. We're going to see what he can do in these last 2 corners. Does the car stay stable through here? Uses the inside curb. Never looked in doubt. Now we just wait and see if he does get provisional pole. DRS open. And he does set provisional pole, a 1:39.270. 6/10 ahead of Kangaroo Guy in P2. So that's amazing there from Jishway to go onto pole position yet again. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has got a response to that one, if I'm going to be honest, given it's a 6/10 gap. But we see Clappy is out there on a lap. I'm mighty curious to see what his Sector 2 time is. So he's going into the castle section now. And how does he handle this? Urban Growth retires, having set the 7th fastest time. He's got no answer. But he does start from a nice 7th place in the races. X-Laps goes P6 with a 1:49. No, 1:40.9, sorry. 1:49 if it was a light drizzle. As we see a Williams that has seemingly spun. I don't know if that's Jishway, no, sorry, Swanman or XRT. But nonetheless, we're going to see what Clappy can do. He's a 10th down. That was a really nice entry though. And XRT, for some reason, is just down there. I don't know what he's doing. I just realised that's a car park. If you check the track markings, that's straight up a car park. That's interesting. I mean, it is a street circuit, so it makes sense. But I think Clappy is going straight into the pits. He's got to be really careful. Because even on standard damage, you can absolutely obliterate your car going through. But XRT, yeah, Clappy has retired from session. He's happy with the 140.000. And XRT is looking likely to start another lap. Likely his final flying lap at the session. Goes about as wide as you want to be in turn 1. Turn 2, bit very wide on the apex there. Nearly completely misses the apex, but manages to exit quite nicely. Gain enough power to surge his way out. Kangaroo Guy has eased off. He's got not much fuel. Jishway has retired. He feels he's confident that he's secured pole position, and I'm inclined to believe so myself. Yeah, 140.00. But KBMV goes P2 with a 139.6. So Clappy is down in P5 now, and I think KBMV is happy with that. He'll retire from session. Kangaroo Guy's retired. Swanman, he's 5/10 up in Sector 2. Can he beat Jishway for provisional pole, for outright pole, as I should say? We're just going to have to agonizingly wait. We're going to use these camera angles to add a bit of visual splendor to the whole package. Crosses the line, goes P2 with a 139.447. Wow. So that's quite close, but nothing could stop Jishway that time. That time's incredible. 139.270. That's Div 2 pace, mate. That's comfortably Div 2 pace. In fact, if I partook in this qualifying session, I'd only be in P4, P5. Yeah, these guys are on the pace today. Yeah, the ads are annoying, trust me. When I try to see if my mic's working, the ads pop up and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just want to hear myself. That sounds slightly narcissistic, but like, you know, you want to make sure, you know, people can hear you, and you don't want a silent stream for like, you know, God knows how long. Anyway, so Jishway is on pole position. On the front row alongside him is Crunchy Swanman in the Williams, so Haas Williams front row. That's not something you'd see every day. Further down the field, we've got KBMV, Kangaroo Guy, Rapid Clappy, X-Laps, I'm a Bird, Urban Growth, and XRT. So that's your top 9. And yeah, we've got the race up next. And this is only half of the event. Stay tuned. Got a big one coming up. It's usually a race of attrition, the race in Azerbaijan, as we saw in Div 2 and in Div 1 on Monday and Tuesday night respectively. Please stick around. We've got the race up ahead. I mean, I did say last week that I'd enable Formation Lap, and I have enabled Formation Lap. So this is going to be a good test to see how patient people are, because if you do crash into people, you will be quote-unquote disqualified from the Formation Lap. You'll start the race as normal, because that's how this game works for some reason. That's how F1 games work for some... I'm confused about it myself. But, like, yeah. Get your tyres warm, stay out of trouble. That's the gist of the Formation Lap. I typically disabled the Formation Lap in past events. I had it enabled for a few Div 3 events, but then I cancelled it because the bug was like ruining it. It was like causing the races to glitch out. Hello! Oh, I love that name. Hello, your nan's wet. Hope you're doing well, mate. Is it morning over there? I don't know what part of Europe you're in, but is it morning over there? Hope it's a good morning. Or afternoon, depending on if I've got my time zones correct. We're gonna apparently we can't buzz out of this camera. We're stuck on this camera. There we go. We've got the best camera angle in the house. The pole sitter. Will he convert that to a victory? We're yet to find out. Pole did convert to victory in Div 2, but the winner of Div 1 started from 8th place. That is my good friend Rapid Noodles. Well-deserved victory from him. That was a really good victory to watch from him. Class act he is, and quality race from him. Fortunately, no one seems to have got themselves disqualified yet. So that's really good. So good on everyone here, actually, for avoiding that so far. I know we've got the castle section next, but keep at it, fellas. You're all doing really well. Don't do a Lewis Hamilton jish. We'll see what happens. Of course, it's Azerbaijan. This is typically a very chaotic track. You'll never know what happens. And all the good stuff's enabled. All the good stuff, I think. Yeah. Who cares? If some of it's missing, I'll probably find out later on, but, you know. Oh, look at that camera angle. I can't believe that the poor marshals who work trackside are actually volunteers. Like, you don't get paid for taking time out of your day. Like, some of these people, particularly in these poorer countries, you know, they've got full 5-day-a-week jobs. There's no breaks for them. Oh, but please, uwu, please do marshal service for us. We're not going to pay you, though. Fuck you. The Pussy Wagon 955. Let's hope Phoenix doesn't DNF. He's got to keep it careful, because I know the further back you are, the more likely you are to DNF at street circuits. But I know we've been getting cleaner drives in Div 3 lately, and I know that the quality of racing has been steadily going up. So I expect good things. I expect not many retirements. I've probably just preemptively jinxed this and given this the worst case of commentator's curse that I've ever given in commentary history. I've given some bad ones before, but I feel like I've just topped myself there. But great effort, everyone. No one got disqualified on the formation lap. You don't see that even in Div 1. So take a bow, everyone. Excellent stuff. And we see the 19 cars line up, but It's Your Boy here is taking a very long time to line himself up on the grid. Oof. Oof. He started P17, but, you know, I started P8 and finished P3. And I'm okay. I'm a mid-tier Div 1 driver at best. And now we're waiting for players, waiting for McNeil. Please, game, don't bug out. 5 lights. And away we go. The race to turn 1 begins. We have a staller on the grid, and we have some spinners already as a result of that. So, Kangaroo Guy, someone didn't get underway. And as a result, Rapid Clappy has paid the price for that and is now down in last place. So that's mighty unfortunate for him. He had a really good qualifying session, and it's all basically been thrown away at lap 1. Hopefully he doesn't have any damage, but Phoenix has gained a lot of positions on lap 1. He's up to P13 from P17. It's a boy, he's also gained a few places. NRL Gasly is lagging left, right, and centre once again, and him and the Ferrari have seemingly some slight contact going into turn 3. And everyone's seemingly kept it a little steady. Commentator's curse. Rango Killer has unfortunately damaged his front wing and will have to box for a new front wing as Phoenix goes down a few more places. And Hardwidge down in P17 after that. So I don't know who stalled on the start or who didn't start properly, but it's definitely cost out a few people. And the big gainers are... lets me do it. Yeah, on lap 1, biggest gainers are It's Your Boy here. He's gained 7 positions. RNG Salty's done really well to gain 5 places up there. And unfortunately, the biggest losers are Rapid Clappy, down 14 places, and KBMV. So I suspect it might have been KBMV who didn't get off the start as planned. And unfortunately has ruined another driver's race as a result of that. I will take the effort to remind everyone that if you are involved in an incident in Div 3, or any division for that matter, to send it over to the stewards, and we'll have a look at it. No hate or abuse will be tolerated in the session, in the Discord. You'll be given a timeout or a ban. It is what it is. We don't tolerate that type of shit. Please don't be a toxic dickhead. Simple as that. As Rengo Killer unfortunately retires from lap 1, having front wing damage. Jishway, though, sails away in the lead with Crunchy Swanman in P2 and Kangaroo Guy P3. X-Lap's doing pretty good for Haas, though. The 2 Haas drivers, P1 and P4. As we see One Man and Stroker Ace exchange positions. Oh, but Stroker Ace tries to... actually, he's defending against Phoenix, actually. And Phoenix looks to dive on the inside there. I reckon Phoenix might have the edge on him through ERS. No, they've still got plenty of ERS between the two. So I don't suspect we'll be seeing any overtakes between these two anytime soon until DRS kicks in. Clappy has underfueled his car, interestingly enough, as has XRT, who's just come out of the pits. McNeils has also come out of the pit lane. Is anyone else underfueled? We're looking through the underfueling monitor to just see if anyone's underfueled. It appears to be only Clappy, unfortunately, who's underfueled. And It's Your Boy here is currently running P11. He's had a ripper of a start, starting from the back of the grid. He looked down the inside there to see if he can make a move on KB, but has opted against doing so. We threw the castle section nicely. We are indeed. Oh, It's Your Boy here looked a little unsteady through there, actually, which invites a one-man through to take P11 from him. Goes a bit wide, though, and has a worse exit than It's Your Boy here, so one man did have a better exit, actually, because It's Your Boy here seemed to hit the wall a little bit. Phoenix and Stroker Race exchange positions. That was a good effort there from Phoenix to get ahead. So Phoenix has gotten up into P13. War Machine and Clappy are battling it out. Oh! What happened up ahead? Jishway and Kangaroo and Crunchy Swanman seemingly have had contact. So Swanman's front row start has all gone away from him, and he's now out of the points, giving Kangaroo Guy the lead of the race. X-Laps now takes P2, Urban Growth P3, NRL Gasly P4. Salt Jishway has to pit. So does he have front wing damage? We're going to find out. But quite a bit of drama early on. And the people in the front stage... Oh, okay. They've opted to not show if he needs repairs or not. So there you go. He did need front wing repairs. So that's mighty unfortunate there from Jishway. He had a really good start there and had a commanding lead for the first few laps. And unfortunately, it's all been thrown away from him. And likewise for Swanman. He was P3, P2 at one point. But has now given that away to X-Laps and Urban Growth. Kangaroo Guy leads by nearly 3 seconds. He won Monaco last week, although I wasn't there to commentate as I was out due to friend commitments. And as a result, fellow Rapid admin Rapid Kahoot took over to commentate. And he did a good job by all accounts. Thank you for taking over once again, Rapid Kahoot, last week. It's much appreciated, mate. As we see Salty and Gasly exchange positions. Gasly is lagging like there's no tomorrow, though. Like, wow, that's a lot of lag. So see, Mad Dog's had a good start, too. We're going to actually have another look at position changes. It's a boy here who's gained 10 positions. Phoenix has gained a few more, too. So Jishway and Swanman having those accidents has given Phoenix a good shot at getting into the points pretty early on. He's on the medium tyres, too, so he's able to go long. But quite a few others in front of him are on the mediums as well. X-Laps has now got to hold off Urban Growth for a few more laps. Ideally, stall him for as long as he can as we see another yellow flag. It is a Mercedes. It's Phoenix. Something happened to Phoenix. So Phoenix has had contact somewhere with someone. Not sure who. But Urban Growth goes P2 as X-Laps pits on lap 4. Those soft tyres are absolutely aching to be replaced. As we see KB go ahead of Armour Bird for P6. One man isn't far behind him. Oh, we've got a spinner and it's NRL Gasly. NRL Gasly has spun, and he has no front wing for his measure. So that's mighty unfortunate from NRL Gasly. Quite a bit of chaos, actually. Lap 1 was pretty stable, but we've seen pretty much nothing but chaos since, unfortunately. Hopefully it isn't the result of dirty driving. But RNG Salty is now sitting in P3 as a result. He is the highest up on running on the softs right now, and I reckon those softs are dying to be replaced. Because those soft tyres do not last very long through here. Heck, if they even did sprint races through here, those soft tyres would not... man, I don't even imagine. Yeah, did Salty spin Gasly, did he? That's not good at all. That's not good at all. I mean, Gasly needs to send that to stewards. We have a virtual safety car out. I'm not sure what for. Might be for more front wing damage somewhere. Gonna continue on keep an eye on all the cars. See, Hardwidge has checked out. As XRT unfortunately gets a drive-through for speeding under... Wow! So he gets a drive-through for speeding and also a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. That's unfairly harsh if I say so myself. But if Salty did spin Gasly like you said, then yeah, that's absolutely got to be sent to the... A, got to be sent to the stewards, and B, if that all lines up, then yeah, he's going to get a giant penalty for that. That's not on. We don't tolerate that sort of dirty racing here, as he actually spins... He nearly spins, but he hits the wall and he's lost an end plate, so that's more damage on track, and KB takes P4 from him. RNG Salty will have to pit though, and he's looking likely to take P3 off Mad Dog here. Will he dive down the inside of turn 1? No, he had a look, but he opted not to. But Mad Dog runs a little wide and a little bit slow actually. Oh, there's some slight contact between the two there as Mad Dog had a very slow exit out of turn 1, but he's got DRS and more ERS, so KB is in a prime position here to take P3. As we see Jushway go up into P11, having spun. As we see RRL Gasly finally getting that front wing replaced, and XRT going in to serve his drive-through. War Machine and McNeils have also pitted. KB hasn't gotten ahead of Mad Dog, but is quicker in Sector 1, so that's looking pretty good for KB. He's just got to be patient, and he'll eventually take that spot back. So we see on lap 5 of 26, the running is Kangaroo Guy, Urban Growth, Mad Dog, KB, One Man, I'm a Bird, It's Your Boy here, Rapid Clappy. Wow, they're really close. I'm a Bird lets It's Your Boy here through to get DRS maybe? Or is I'm a Bird going to ease off just so he doesn't have to hold anyone up? That's interesting. Anyway, the places have been swapped. It's Your Boy is now 6th and I'm a Bird's now 7th. Rapid Clappy is 8th. Stroke Race is 9th and X-Laps is 10th as we have a yellow flag further down the field. What has caused that yellow flag, I wonder? We are yet to find out, and I believe it was just a phantom yellow flag. I don't know, maybe one of the marshals was bored or something, and they just went, yeah, you know what, fuck it. We're going to have a yellow flag up because we can. Phoenix, though, is unfortunately down in P19. And his teammate in the Mercedes Kangaroo Guy is running P1 and has just set the fastest lap once again. The gap's now 6.8 seconds. Mad Dog and KB are side by side going into turn 1. Who's going to brake later going into turn 2? Mad Dog actually brakes later, that's interesting. Actually, KB actually gave him room there, so that was very respectful between those two there to give each other the room to battle. So we see I'm a Bird diving into the pits along with Clappy. And that puts Stroker Race into P8 on the soft compound tyres. I think he's the last one running on the soft compound tyres. Crunchy Swanman sets the fastest lap on the medium tyre. And I'm going to have a quick look, actually, at the tyres. Yeah, Stroker Race. Oh, and McNeils and Phoenix. Okay, never mind then. I was wrong. See RRL Gasly and X. Oh! What on earth happened there? Uh-huh. Well, it's apparent that Gasly's car is in space. I didn't realise AlphaTauri were having a space program. Is he still in space? No, he's back on track. He has no front wing once again. That's massively unlucky. Was there contact between him and XRT? Or was AlphaTauri testing a space program? What on earth is going on? War Machine's just gone straight off into the runoff. This game keeps getting buggier, man, I swear. Oh, that was incredible. That was wonderful to watch. The scenes. Anyway, Kangaroo Guy is his car's not in space, and he's 6.9 seconds. Nice. You come in and broke the stream. I don't know what happened, mate. I genuinely do not know what happened. I just saw that XRT and Gasly swap positions. Next thing you know, Gasly's in space. So anyway, as I said, KB's gotten a big gap to One Man, 3.5 seconds, but It's Your Boy here is catching up to One Man actually. Mad Dog is in the pits. It's Your Boy here hasn't won a race since round 1, and he's currently sitting P5, having started P20. He's doing a Carlos Sainz right now. He's just taken One Man in a wonderful move. One Man breaks a little early. Actually, It's Your Boy here, if anything, breaks a little late, actually, and invites One Man back through. We're going to go on board with One Man. Ooh, just as close as you want to be going through turn 4. And they're still neck and neck going into the tightest part of this track. Oh, slight contact there between the two. Is RRL Gasly still in space? No, he's back on Earth. Go away from France where I break the lobby. Yeah, if you all didn't know, I'm having a couple of co-commentators with me over the next few weeks. So next week in Canada, I'm having Hey It's Perks. Shout out to you, mate. And the week after in France, I'm having Frizy with me. Been recommended both these guys to commentate with me. As early this season, I had Rapid Willie with me. He earlier on in Div 3 helped get all the lobbies together, And I know there's probably a few people who think I'm like the face of Div 3 or whatever, or like the face of Div 3 comms, but I mean, Will really did get the lobby started and everything. He organised a lot of it in his spare time. As we see KB losing it and losing his front wing and going spinning. That was a massive effort there. That was a wonderful spin, but unfortunately for him, he has absolutely no front wing and has to box now. He's now down in P5 though. So that's massively unfortunate there for KB. He looked pretty racy, and we have a full-blown safety car, so that's actually worked out quite well for KB, provided he can get the car back in one piece, and he has. See, that's your boy here, it's your boy here, one man, and KB all in the pits. X-Lap has opted to go ahead and is now in the podium places. Armor Bird might take P4 from It's Your Boy here. We're going to see real quick. Oh, okay. One man went very wide out there, actually. That's interesting. Oi, why is Nightbot deleting messages here? No, don't delete those messages. Oi. I feel like I'm properly waking up as the stream's going on. I mean, I've been up all day, but... I mean, I did nap in the Arvo, but... Questionable judgment. Stop spamming caps. You can spam caps whenever you want. Apparently, I don't get banned for spamming caps. Maybe because I'm a mod. I don't know. But a full-blown safety car will neutralise the field a bit. Will bring everyone closer together. We see RRL Gasly has an X across his name, meaning he is super laggy. So unfortunately for him, he's lagging like no tomorrow. Kangaroo Guy's leading though. By about 8.5 seconds. So Kangaroo Guy's just continuously gaining a gap there. And it's the quiet part of this race. What have you thought so far? Again, I'll say it before I say it again, since we've got new people here, since the last time I said, what are your thoughts on the Williams FW44? My personal thoughts were that it was an alright car, until I saw it out on track, and it looked really nice. As RRL Gasly retires from session, he's been everywhere. He's been in space, he's lost a few front wings. Unfortunately for him, he has no choice but to retire. As I don't know what War Machine did to earn that punishment, but anyway. I think Phoenix is clocked out, actually. He might have. I don't know, actually. It's very hard to say. But X-Laps is now P2. We have the other avatar. Oh, that was, Gasly. Oh, he's in the middle of the... What the hell is he doing in the middle of the track? Ah. God, that is cursed. This has been a cursed race so far. Yeah, Williams' livery does look pretty good on the actual road going car. What the fuck is his car doing there? What the? No! Oh my god, so lucky. What the hell's going on? The car, the car needs to despawn. Now acting as an impromptu roadblock. First off, it's been in space. Oh, this has been quite the race. No, lobby's fine, mate. Lobby's fine. It's just for some reason Gasly's car... It's despawned now, but for some reason he retired in the pits, but then the car, the AI, decided to go halfway through Sector 1. And it's just decided to just, you know, stay there on the middle of the friggin' track. Oh, man. This game's given me a lot of entertainment tonight. I've got the feeling my Xbox is going to explode or something, the way that this is going. It's like the game just keeps freaking out. But yeah, Frizy, if you saw the Williams on track, yeah, I do agree that it does look pretty damn good. going to see snow in France, yeah. Pirelli's going to have to bring out like a completely special compounded tyre just called Full Snow. They're going to actually have to like borrow from their Rally Championship division and just be like, oh boys, you got any of those spare snow tyres? They might not fit 18-inch wheels, but you know what? I'm actually going to have a look and see what the rim dimensions are on the current Rally 1 WRC cars. WRC Rally 1 specifications. Please give me the specifications. That wasn't the specification, that was just a damn fine burp. You're welcome. Safety car is still out. I suspect you'll see it in though, but 18-inch wheels. Oh, it's 15-inch wheels for gravel. Shoot. So they're gonna have to like custom make a tire because 18-inch wheels for asphalt and 15-inch wheels for gravel. So yeah, 15-inch. Yeah, interesting. 0 to 100 in less than 4 seconds, so 0 to 100 in... Oh no, hang on, an F1 car will do 0 to 200 in like 5 point something. Okay, I was going to say, oh, the rally cars are just as quick off the line as an F1 car, but no, they're not. I mean, actually, it's closer than you think, but like, no. Ah, good old rally. It's a shame that rally's really hard to be able to watch live. Speaking of which, Rally Sweden's on in a week. I am keen on that, because Sweden in the WRC games is actually one of my favourite tracks, one of my favourite stages. Just Sweden's just fun, just bashing a car around the snow, because the snow's big. Still under safety car conditions. We see some positions changing because Mad Dog and McNeils have opted to pit, interestingly enough. War Machine still needs to serve that whatever penalty he had, but he can't during the safety car conditions. Yeah, I reckon these guys are very eager to get back there under racing conditions, because we've been under safety car for, what, 2 laps now? Probably a bit more. Very difficult to say, but anyway. Just hope that we don't have any incidents. You see the ghost of Hardwidge being very slow for some reason. I suspect there's been a glitch actually between the two. Or not. Okay. Yeah, Hardwidge had to pull out due to health reasons. Hope he's doing alright. War Machine will DNF. Oh, XRT has a severe collision penalty. Don't know how he did that with War Machine, but War Machine is still running in this race. So, it's running down in P14 though. But XRT has caused an incident, at least in this race. Again, any clips, please submit them to the Div 3 stewards. We'll have a look at them and we'll punish them. We'll punish any incidents reported accordingly, based off severity and you know, harm. I guess as much harm as you can cause on a game. Which, given the hate and abuse you can send to one another, is probably quite a bit higher than one would assume. I have, oh yeah, 2 Discord messages. Right. No, we good. Phoenix, Azari, and Kangaroo Guy have a collision penalty. What for? It's not even there. What the fuck? How does that work? I'm very confused. Huh? What the fuck's going on here? Safety car going in? You guys need to speed up! And that Kangaroo Guy's full-on baited everyone in order to get underway. He has that penalty, which is rather unjust if I say so myself, and Urban Growth looked to dive down the outside of X-Laps, although, oh, there's some slight contact there, And that invites It's Your Boy here up into P3. Does he break later than... Oh, no, he doesn't. Urban Growth makes a stunning pass back, though. Manages to break as late as you'd want. He gets himself back up there, as we see Stroker Ace still up there in P11. We're seeing an incident further back. Not sure what's going on there. McNeils has gotten past Hardwidge. See War Machine now down in P17 along with Phoenix, who's in P18 and has been lapped. Yeah, I was going to say, like, what on earth? So that's just effectively ruined Kangaroo Guy's race. I mean, of course, we're only half race distance, or a bit under that, but still not ideal, you know? That'd be mighty frustrating. As you can see, Kangaroo Guy is absolutely trying to make the most that he can. He is now already 1.3 seconds in front of X-Laps, currently sitting in P2. Urban Growth has got It's Your Boy here for company, although Urban Growth is on the soft compound tyre, and that will wear out very quickly regardless of condition. And Rapid Clappy gets ahead of, RNG Salty, and a nice pass there actually. That unfortunately was caught mostly off camera, but we did see him dive past RNG Salty for P5. And now he's just going to keep it steady going into, as you can see, RNG Salty loses a lot of momentum from losing the back end there, which invites one man up to the rear of his car. Will one man make it past? We'll find out. Oh, Salty's squeezing him a little bit. Wow! That's really close to the wall there. Oh, brakes really early on. One man is on the hard compound tyres, which is going to affect his performance a little bit, as we see Crunchy Swanman and Jishway, the front people who locked out the front row, sitting all the way down in P8 and P9, still in the points. But what's the penalties? Oh, it varies, mate. It varies depending on, you know, how malicious it was. Like, you know, blatantly taking someone out. As we see Swanman get past Oneman in a really nice move there. Outside, assisted with DRS, and Jishway looks to dive down the inside too. Does Jishway get past? No, he doesn't. See, that invites KB up into the battle. Oh, and Jishway breaks a little earlier. Oh, and XRT nearly rams into the back. Wow, chaos in starting Sector 2 here in the mid-pack. You see the people further down the field still quite attentively racing on, and Phoenix leading everyone through. He has been lapped by most of the field so far, but Kangaroo Guy is now leading by 2 seconds roughly, with Urban Growth not far behind him, but It's Your Boy here is definitely not very far behind him either. Now we head into the DRS train, the Yano DRS train, as some people used to call it, or the Yano, the Truly train actually, as they called it. But the Yano train is the RRL name for it, because of course that's based off our resident Rapid Yano, the GOAT Toyota F1 driver himself. He was in the chat before, and he banned someone too, because the person he banned was actually banned from the Discord and was still in the Twitch chat. So see ya, buddy. Sort of thing. He was actually banned last season. He was banned last season or at the start of this season. But anyway, a few people were banned over the course because Div 3 is uniquely toxic at times. I mean, a lot of people here are very good-natured, and there's quite a few people here who are very respectful towards the admins and get along with everyone, you know, don't start shit. But then there's a few people who are just, yeah, very dickish, as we see Crunchy Swarming getting past RNG Salty. Oh, Crunchy got so close to that inside wall there. As we can see here, Urban Growth and It's Your Boy, he's still battling for P3 and P4, former teammates at Aston Martin in the first season of Division 3. But Salty is losing positions by the lap, it seems, because he lost to Clappy on the last lap, and he looked to try and make that move back on Swanman, but he's lost momentum, and it invites Jishway into taking P7. Will Jishway break later? Well, he does break slightly later, but they're too wide. Oh, and there's slight contact between Salty. Salty should have probably accommodated space there for Jishway there, if I'm going to be honest, but fortunately, he opted not to. Fortunately for Jishway, he has no damage and can continue as normal. But X-Laps has gained time on Kangaroo Guy, who has to serve a 5-second penalty through no fault of his own. And yeah, it's getting quite tense actually in the mid stages of this race, because we don't know who's going to outright win this. The top 5 are separated by about 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds roughly, give or take. And I haven't seen a battle pack this close, that far up the field in a while. As you can see here, it's between the two Aston Martins. The McLaren the Haas and the Mercedes. And as you can see here, Kangaroo Guy is a sitting duck with no DRS whatsoever. The DRS is very powerful on this back straight as Jushwe gets past RNG Salty for P7 on the main straight. Speaking of how powerful the DRS is, you can see just how far ahead he already is going into turn 1. He's now got Crunchy Swanman for company as XRT and KB have contact seemingly, but KB, oh, that's not on. Slight contact there between the two, but even against DRS for his measure too. KB must be immensely frustrated with XRT's driving as it stands. Yeah, unfortunately for Kanga Cole, he's got a penalty from Phoenix bumping in the back of him. But Kangaroo Guy's lead has held somewhat steady currently, still 0.8 of a second, same as last lap. And Urban Growth's done an excellent job to hold off the two Aston Martins on inferior tyres. And oh, he nearly lost it through the castle section. That's lost him a significant amount of time. And you can see it's your boys. He's rear wing all the way up there. We see XRT has seemingly lost quite a few places. Does he have front wing damage? I think he has an end plate missing. I'm gonna check his camera as he comes up. He does have an end plate missing, so he's hit something. Let's see, McNeils is alongside him and takes P13, sorry. And KB is now P10 on the hard compound tyres. Swanman and Jushwe are now going to battle it out for P6 as we see Salty with a 3-second time penalty and one man taking it easy going through the S's. Slow and steady will get you the overtake here, but we're going to go back on board with Jushwe, who's enabled ERS and DRS. He's going to go use ERS on the outside and gets back past Crunchy Swanman for P6. Swanman can't do anything about that, and one man gets ahead of RNG Salty. Will RNG Salty look to brake later? He did look to brake later, and in fact, one man runs very wide. Oh, and there's contact between the two! And for some reason, Salty seemingly didn't give him any room there. We've caught that live. I don't know what Salty's been doing, but that's not on between those two. They should have given each other a lot more room. Unfortunately, it's resulted in both of them losing positions. And Bird gains from Mad Dog, and Urban Growth is still in front of It's Your Boy here, doing a valiant effort to keep ahead as XRT is in the pits for a new front wing, now down in P16. But yeah, Urban Growth has been incredible so far, holding off the two quicker Aston Martins on worn soft tyres. That's quite the drive. And I didn't see when this happened, but X-Laps is now in front of the Kangaroo Guy, which has very likely dented Kangaroo Guy's chances of a podium given how close the top 5 are at this stage in the race. So this is absolutely heating up. It's full concentration needed for the top 5. As you can see, Jushwe is getting in on the action as well, along with Crunchy Swanman. These two have gotten very close to the battle pack here, because the battle packs obviously slow each other down, trying to keep each other in front, as we see a Ferrari causing a yellow flag. It is War Machine who spun on the S's. Got to keep it steady. He's sitting down in P16. Kangaroo Guy has slightly more ERS and is in DRS range, but will it be enough for him to make the move on X laps? I don't think it will. As we see McNeils take P11. Oh! And I think Salty is out. Salty is out of the race. We just witnessed that. It's been quite a ride from him. He's caused a few incidents, and unfortunately for him, he is out of this race. A full safety car is now out, and the race has been neutralized. This battle pack is going to expand. It's currently 6 drivers battling for the lead, and it will increase as we head into the later stages of this race. Who's going to dive first? Urban Growth has opted to dive into the pits, so I reckon he's going to benefit from that massively. He's now held up by the safety car taking the apex, so that's stopped him from catching up to the pack a little bit. You see Stroker Ace currently running in P10, and one man gets a front wing replacement coming out of P14, with War Machine coming down the main straight now. This gives War Machine an outside shot at scoring points, as one man gains a 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit white line. Now, that's unfortunate, because it's a very peculiar pit line exit, that one, and it's very easy to sort of, like, you can actually cut a bit of it, as I found out, but for whatever reason, he's just clearly cut a bit too much of it, and unfortunately, that's a penalty. So yeah, second safety car tonight in the final run of Australian races for this week. We had Div 1 on Monday, who yours truly participates in, and then we had Div 2 on Tuesday, and tonight is obviously Division 3. So we see Jushway and Clappy keeping close. We see the 4th, 5th and 6th place cars all diving into the pit lane. Hopefully they do not push each other in or cause speeding infringements, because that will absolutely put a dent into their hopes of scoring big points. So we see the top 6 all pitting, and Mad Dog takes the lead provisionally. Whoever comes out first here, X-Laps, he runs straight out of the pit. Hang on, he didn't even get penalised for that. That's got to be a glitch. That's got to be a friggin' glitch, man. If he was able to just yeet his car over those curbs and not get anything for it, I reckon that's a bug. Or it might depend on how close you are to the pit lane wall, paramount to your constructor's place, because I know it's really hard in the game to get out of the pit lane if you're driving the Williams or the Haas. So, or the Haas as I should call it, because I am Australian and I don't like saying things the British English way. That's just kind of how I am. As we see Mad Dog leading X-Laps, it's your boy here, Urban Growth, Kangaroo Guy, Jushway, Crunchy Swimmin', I'm a Bird, Rapid Clappy, McNeils, and then Stroker Ace, XRT, One Man, KBMV, War Machine, Hardwidge, and Azri, Phoenix Azri. As you can see, the safety car has effectively neutralised a good chunk of the field as Clappy gains a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. He's sitting down in P9. I don't know what he got that penalty for, as we see McNeils has seemingly disconnected from session, or he's just lagging like a mad motherfucker. And yeah, Mad Dog unfortunately will likely be eaten alive, but these soft tyres, I mean, Urban Growth has done a pretty smart job here, because those softs are going to wear out like crazy, and it's still, like, of course we're not going, safety car's not in this lap, but the tyres will still wear regardless. Performance degrades. The harder the compound, the better you are in this scenario in my eyes. If it was lap 22, then I'd say yes, the soft tyre is the way to go, but with 4 extra laps, the softs just, I don't know. I don't think Mad Dog might be outbraked, but Stroker Ace and McNeils have a collision. What happened there? McNeils is lagging like crazy, so don't know what's going on there. One man gains a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag, and Mad Dog opts to pit. Actually, I don't know what I didn't know what one man did, but it's definitely been a bit of a messy race, honestly. And XRT has a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane, so Mad Dog, XRT, one man, and McNeils all pit. Interesting that one man's pitted once again, but that leaves X-Laps as the current provisional leader. Who knows? We don't know if the safety car is going to go in at the end of this lap, but I'm not sure, honestly. Yeah, these guys are going to be super careful. They're bunched up quite tight, actually, if I say so myself. As we go through the castle section, it's been a bit quiet, just because, frankly, safety car period. What else are you going to talk about, especially if you're commentating solo? I understand that the Div 1 and Div 2 convoys actually do have quite a bit of banter to speak in between the safety car periods. But of course, starting from next week and for the next few weeks, I'd say, I'm going to have co-commentators with me, as I said before. So yeah, should be good. I'm excited for that. I didn't see if safety car's in this lap, but we will find out. It is tapering off a little, but it's very difficult to say if it is intending on going in. As we see, Stroker Race and Clappy have severe collision penalties. The War Machine leaves a session. He's in P13. So he has an outside shot of getting points. But, interesting. Anyway. Top 7 have all managed to avoid penalties currently, which is nice to see. See Stroke Race and Rapid Clappy exchange positions for some reason. That's because... Oh, okay. Clappy was a little bit too aggressive getting into the pit lane there. Actually, it seems Clappy was actually, because he rammed into the back of Hummingbird, which would have given him a penalty. It would have given both of them a penalty anyway if they went through without any issues. Yeah, not good when two people can't get through the pit lane without hitting each other. Keep an eye on when the safety car is heading back in. Of course, we're on lap 20 of 26, which does play into the soft tyre runners a bit more, but they still have a little bit of wear navigating this track under safety car conditions, as this is an abrasive street circuit, which is typically quite hard on very soft tyres. As McNeil's has a collision. Summerbird leaves a session. Interesting. So McNeil's has been a part of a few collisions later on. I think he's been lagging a lot, and unfortunately has been compromising a few races as a result of that. Unfortunately for Clappy, I think he'll be outside of the points this race, barring another safety car, which, I mean, could always happen. You never know at this point. We had a late safety car in Div 2, and we had a big pile-up, actually. Yeah, not a lot else to add. And it seems the safety car is in. I was paying attention to a new chat I've been adding into, which was related to the admins. But we're under race conditions once again. X-Laps leads, It's Your Boy here, and Urban Growth, followed by Kangaroo Guy, Jishway, Crunchy Swanman. And we see... Oh! That was insanely aggressive there from KB. He's gained a place or two from that. What on earth happened there? As we see Phoenix just go straight into the wall. And XRT's in P8 all of a sudden. That was wild. That was absolutely a wild restart from KBM there. I haven't seen an overtake like that in quite some time, as we see two cars alongside each other, the Alpha and the Alpine. But McNeil's teleports back and loses another position. You see X-Laps leads It's Your Boy here still. The gap is only under half a second now. These two will not want to be surrendering this victory. It's Your Boy here is especially keen on winning once again after not winning since round 1. But X-Laps is looking for a victory. His pace has been pretty good all session long. But, yeah, wow, that was a crazy restart there from KB, gaining 2 places there on the restart. I don't even know if that was real or not, because it just seems so out there. And I was just kind of like, what on earth happened there? But anyway, as long as he didn't have contact with Crunchy Swanman, then, you know, it's alright. Jeez, that was wild. And now, we don't have DRS until lap 23, I think, so this is going to be really interesting. It's going to be the battle of who's kept the most ERS stored into their batteries. energy recovery system, sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Who's kept the most battery charged? So we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. It is... Oh! Clappy! Wow, I think we've had a 3-car pile up there. That's another safety car. So I think 3 cars have attempted to go wide there and have just gotten in each other's way there. So we see Phoenix with a severe collision warning. He's somehow back in there. I think he has no front wing. He has no front wing, and he's opting to not pit, which is not ideal. I think he's actually just straight up retired. Yeah, he's just straight up crashed out of the race, which will, I think, extend the safety car, so that's kind of not good, but anyway. Not very good racing standards tonight, I gotta be honest here. We've seen some rather disappointing moves from people, seen some rather harsh moves from people, to be honest. Just a general lack of cleanliness. Even amongst some of the established guys, it's been a bit rough. It's a narrow street circuit, that's for sure. And of course Monaco's a bit of a mess, but this seems to be slightly worse than Monaco. So anyway, we're back under safety car conditions once again. And I don't have much to talk about at that point, if I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to check the Discord. And just see. Mad Dog gains a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. I don't know where he could have done that, but anyway. You can see Mad Dog, One Man and Stroker all opting to pit on lap 23 for fresh softs. They believe that the fresher pair of softs will give them a slight advantage that will carry them into the points positions and beyond, probably a bit further in. So yeah, absolute fucking chaos. Yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree. It's not been good. The Discord has remained somewhat civil though. Do we have any submissions? I do not have any Div 3 steward submissions yet. I reckon we're going to see quite a bit. But anyway, is what it is. Very chaotic race tonight. But and despite all that, only 5 DNFs, which is rather interesting. I'd expect a few more, if I'm going to be honest. But we've managed to avoid that so far. Yeah, just wait, last lap scenario 7. Yeah. He could absolutely, I mean, literally, top 7 could all be an outside shot for the win. Depending on what ends up happening. Given the chaos we've had so far, we could absolutely have an outside shot, a shock for a win. As, wow, Kangaroo Guy and Jushway have penalties. So safety cars tapered in, and chaos further back as we see a few people with penalties now, and Mad Dog has a 5-second penalty. So this is not good at all for Jushway and Kangaroo Guy, as Stroker Ace has a drive-through penalty for severe collision. Wow, okay. So, I'm confused. I'm very confused. But we see Jushway and Urban Growth side by side. And Urban Growth's lost out in a few positions on that restart, it seems. Very tight through there. Urban Growth could have left a little bit more room, but it is very tight through that corner. We see X-Laps has a semi-comfy lead over It's Your Boy here. But of course, he might have one lap of DRS. And Stroker Race has cut corner somewhere. I am confused where he's gained that. But anyway, he's continuing to race. In fact, yeah. Oh, I think they're trying to crash into each other. Yeah, that's not good. I have no idea if that was actually him spinning him out or if that was just McNeil spinning himself out. That didn't look good. That didn't look good at all. Anyway, X-Laps has gained over It's Your Boy here, and I think It's Your Boy who's actually had a bit of a rough time going through the castle section. But Kangaroo Guy and Jushway are currently fighting penalties which will affect their grid position, which will affect their final positions, but we see KB, Mad Dog, XRT are all also facing time penalties. So we're going to see a big difference in the eventual finishing order and who scores points. But of course, we've still got 2 laps left to go, and X-Laps is now out of It's Your Boy Here's DRS zone, so that bodes very well for a potential victory. As we start the second last lap of racing, lap 25 of 26, X-Laps leads It's Your Boy here, who leads Kangaroo Guy and Jushway, but unfortunately for Kangaroo Guy and Jushway, their hard efforts to climb back up the grid will be struck down a little bit by the penalties that they have on their names, and I suspect I'll be probably having a pretty busy night in the Stewards room tonight, and in the next day or so, which is not great, but you know, it is what it is. These things happen. So anyway, as we go further down the field, P5 downwards, we've got Swanman, Urban Growth, Mad Dog, KB, XRT, and One Man currently rounding up the points finish. Bird is likely to score points based off penalties too, as XRT is very close behind them. But as you can see here, the gap between X-Laps and It's Your Boy here continues to increase. And X-Laps looks really good here for a win, if I say so myself. I'm not going to say he's outright won this, but he's within a good chance. Just got to keep that gap as One Man and I'm a Bird exchange positions in the castle section of all things. So that's a rather weird place to overtake, and in fact I'm rather shocked that that even happened, really. Was that done cleanly? I sure hope so, and I'm a Bird isn't far behind XRT, so I'm a Bird's had a pretty darn good run through here, if I say so myself. He's kept his gap well to One Man, managed to hold P10 off. But it won't matter because they'll both score points in the end anyway. Starting the final lap of this race is X-Laps himself, 1.7 seconds ahead of It's Your Boy here. Looking very good here for a win, but of course he's just got to bring it home now. 1 lap to go. We start the final lap of this race, and DRS has been enabled on the last lap. Kangaroo Guy crosses the line and sets the fastest lap. He is not far behind It's Your Boy here at all. And in fact, Jushway has lost a lot of ground to the Kangaroo Guy. Kangaroo Guy's been flying in this last lap. As we see One Man. Oh, and there's big contact between I'm a Bird and One Man. That was really silly there from One Man to dive down the inside there where there wasn't a gap. But fortunately for XRT, he managed to keep that gap ahead and keep P9 as a result. I don't know what One Man was thinking there. But yeah. Oh! And Mad Dog and Urban Growth have contact, with KB involved as well. Last lap chaos. Wow. So, Mad Dog, that is not on from Mad Dog, as Swanman also spins, so it's all happening here. And unfortunately, Swanman just loses out there big time. And, bloody hell. What on earth is going on? Even Kangaroo Guy's catching up to X-Laps. And unfortunately for Swanman, who's had a really quality race so far, even though he fell way down to P17 at one point, he's got people with penalties in front of him, but he's not going to gain as many positions as he had hoped. Oh, and he spins again! He's going to have to reset the track here. He's got no choice. So unfortunately for him, those soft tyres are cooked, and he's now out of the points-paying positions as a result. An immensely messy weekend from everyone involved, if I'm going to be honest. that Kangaroo Guy is within DRS range of X-Laps, but it won't matter because X-Laps doesn't have a penalty and Kangaroo Guy does, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. Jishway has nearly lost it, actually. Wow. So Jishway nearly straight up lost it there, and we have more contact. KB retired from session. I don't know what happened there, but wow. So that was messy from everyone. But X-Laps wins Azerbaijan Div 3, followed by Itsy Boy here and the Kangaroo Guy. So, wow, that's not very good driving standards from everyone. So we see the Haas of X-Laps, who has won this race. And yeah, given the chaos and everything, due to time constraints, I won't do podium interviews, unfortunately. Actually, no, you know what, I will. Invite to party. Invite to party. But as you can see, the X-Laps wins from Itsy Boy here to Kangaroo Guy. And then Jushway, Mad Dog, Urban Growth, XRT, One Man, Bird, and War Machine round out your points paying positions. So War Machine got points out of all that, of all people. So that's rather interesting if I say so myself. But anyway, good on him for getting those points. Let's talk to these guys here, the podium sitters. They're all here. Start with you, Kangaroo Guy. How was the race? Looked a bit chaotic out there, to put it lightly.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, all things considered, it still went a lot better than I thought it would.
Exactly, mate. You got a podium from P4, and yeah, it was absolutely wild. But still, well-deserved podium from you there.
Appreciate it, mate.
Anyway, it's your boy here. P20, mate, to P2. God damn. Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Ah, fair enough, mate. Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we'll have a look. There's probably going to be quite a few submissions tonight, and I'll have a look through them accordingly and everything. But yeah, yeah, GG's. Anyway, P1, X-Laps, mate. From P6 to P1, mate. Quality stuff.
Painkillers all the way.
Talk us through it, mate. Talk us through how the race went.
Yeah, it was just alright. I loved it. I was ready to battle Kangaroo at the front, but turns out he got a 5-second, which ruined him pretty much. But yeah, it was a lovely race. Good job to It's Your Boy for he kept up with me for a fair bit as well. Everyone else was, yeah, they were wonderful to get through.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It was chaotic, but there was definitely clean racing there. I'm gonna. Yeah. Oh, apparently there was no audio for Itsy Boy, unfortunately. But did you all include your audio?
Yeah, click to that one.
Ah,
Oh, no.
fuck. Oh well, mate. That's all good. Still P20 though. P2 is pretty damn good. Yeah, that's basically it. That's the end of that stream. I'll obviously have to go through everything, but we'll see you all next week on I'll see you next week in Canada of all things. That's going to be really interesting if I say so. God knows what
Favourite
that's
track,
gonna be
boys.
like.
Come at me.
Oh, I hate
I
Canada.
can't stand it.
But
Yeah, no.
yeah. Anyway, that's the end of that. We'll see you guys next